Singles Inferno, episode 8. This is the finale. What's gonna happen with these beautiful Korean people? Let's take a look.
Question.
Sure.
If I had come here on the first day, how do you think it would have been?
One of the new girls is asking Sehun if she was here on the first day, if the results would have been different, because he picked Ji Young over her.
It would have definitely affected me, but I think the results wouldn't have been different.
He's very honest.
않지 않았을까?
Okay, so the guys are gonna pick their final match, and then the girls are gonna either say they like them too and they'll leave the island together or not, okay? So this is how that goes.
Great job.
You did a great job.
That's messed up. I don't know if the producer told them to do that. That's messed up. So, okay, sometimes reality TV, they need that reaction, and they'll set it up in a way where they're filming people, not feeling so good.
Hi.
Jin Taek picks So Young, as expected. They were kind of already doing coupley things already on the third date.
It's hot, isn't it? I'm almost dying. Go inside. What? Go inside. I'll take her. No, I'll take her.
That's messed up. So the guy that came later was like, it's really hot. And then his friend, Hyun-soo, basically, it is hot, right? He agreed with him. And then he basically antagonized him and said, go inside. And he's like, no, I'll take her and go inside. So this guy started it. He came in later. He probably felt a little bit more competitive. And Hyun-soo was like returning the favor. And you can see Ji-yeon in the middle laughing. Competition among friends, is that healthy? I don't know. I'll let you decide. But from a game perspective, in the beginning, when I first started, I like to compete just by kind of amogging. Or amogging is an old seduction term that you guys, if you're watching my video, you might not be aware of. But there were like tactics to use to like get the other guy to throw him off and have the girl choose you, right? Like little things like nice shirt, and then kind of ignoring him, or like you guys make a cute couple, like forcing that interaction and forcing the girl to say no, stop saying that when they're not a couple yet. Little things that you do to kind of like break the other guy down. And as my game got better, I realized that I don't need to compete like that. And I just basically let the girl choose, present myself and let the girl choose. Because I knew that just by competing fairly, in my opinion, with integrity, that I can still win. And also it felt a lot better. And what's funny is when I took on that mentality, believe it or not, unless the guy is really, really obnoxious or rude, I actually sometimes end up befriending the guy. Sometimes the other guy will be like, hey, how did you do that? Can you teach me? And sometimes I'll be like, you seem pretty cool. Let's hang out. The girl will do what she wants to do. And sometimes I'll just hang out with the guy because he's so cool. So I've found that by developing my game, not like this guy, but in a way where it was less competitive, but more about like just being my best self, I made more friends that way. And I think I created less bad karma that way too. And you get into less fights. I know guys who are experts at amogging. And sometimes when the other guy's drunk, they just get into these like useless fights that I'm never ever gonna get into a fight for a girl that I don't know that I met at a bar. Like think about it, these guys are friends outside of this, right? They might date Gia for a while, who knows? But outside of this, you got the whole country of Korea and beyond, like so many girls after the show. And why break that brotherly bond? For me, I don't get it. I don't think it's worth it. I don't think any girl's worth that. Unless there's something special about that connection that you just can't deny. But that's rare. That's like 1 in 50, maybe 1 in 100.
Wow.
Can you believe that? They're even close friends?
Do men always choose love over friendship?
No, I don't.
Thank you so much.
That's mean. So this guy was feeling bad about Gia choosing someone else, and she asked him out on the date, and on the date he was like, oh, I feel better now. But it was more like, thank you for making me feel better rather than I like you. And this is the reaction that she gets. I guess it builds suspense. I mean, sometimes the price of a good reality TV show is filming someone breaking down, unfortunately. But if anything is to be learned from this, it's that in a dating game, there will be moments where you completely break down. Even me, even other dating coaches. God, I thought I had that and I didn't. I calculated it wrong. And usually I'm right. What happened? And sometimes, you your heart gets broken. If you're gonna play this game, if you're gonna date, at some point you have to bet your heart. And that's the only way to truly meet someone else who will do the same. And sometimes it doesn't quite work out. But we play this game hoping for a big payout because apparently in our social narrative, love is worth it. Love is worth everything. Especially in American culture, right? In Asian culture, it's like arranged marriages. Sometimes you can grow to love someone. But yeah.
Shall we?
So, Sehun gets the girl, but you know, I don't know if he, you know, I wonder if that relationship will last. I mean, I'll be happy for them if it does. But ultimately, this Asian narrative, like trying as hard as you can, I don't know if that's a good strategic move in the dating game.
Thanks to you, my time in Inferno felt like heaven.
I don't know anything about these two. They didn't get a lot of screen time. I know Yu Wong was like really into fitness and had a nice body. She talked a lot about that in her profile.
Bye.
Let's go.
Oh, my heart was pounding.
But I don't know that much about this guy. They may have cut him off or something. So I don't know how they got together.
Now, I want to take you somewhere beyond paradise.
That sounds a bit weird. Somewhere beyond paradise.
Jin Taek has a sense of humor. We already know in the by episode 1 or 2, we were like, this guy has a gift of gab, right? He knows how to make women laugh. He knows how to talk to women. Almost like meta playing this show. I mean, this guy knows how to talk to people.
I'm sorry, it's just,
It's okay.
you're just so...
I knew you'd laugh.
So she's laughing, you know, she she cracks up, and it's funny. I don't know if he meant for that to happen, but he's smiling. He's like, you know, I knew you'd laugh. So it's like one-upping, you know. It's pretty alpha move. It's pretty funny. I think, you know, if all the couples, I think theirs is probably most likely to last after the show. It feels real, it feels practical, but it feels also like pretty magical too. There's always a combination between practicality, like do they really get along habit-wise, if they live together, if they're really together all the time. And then there's this magic side of it which there's always these little magic moments that kind of spark among the mundane practicality of everyday life. And I think those are the relationships that, you know, from what I've seen, really stand the test of time. Like my parents, who've been married for 39 years.
I hope we continue to get along.
Like that, I hope, you know, he didn't say I hope something crazy. He just, I hope that we continue to get along. It's a very achievable goal.
Okay, now let's go beyond paradise.
That's callback humor. So if you were made fun of or if someone cracks up, you're like, oh yeah, let's go. Like, oh, remember what I said? Just calling back the dorkiness of like the mistake that you made before. Really good move in dating. So before I edited this show and rewatched it for you guys, when I saw this, I deliberately paused, and I was like, who would she pick? And I didn't know the results when I watched this the first time. I bet that she picked Hyun-soon because when I saw the interactions, right? I know there's a lot of stuff that happens off camera, but as a coach, when I watched, I felt that they had not like a super like once in a lifetime, like I can't find anyone else like you connection, but they had a deeper connection that felt real to me that she didn't have with the new guy. And I think the new guy just didn't have enough time. And from what I saw from the date, he was very good looking, he was very smooth, he was very alpha, but it didn't seem like they talked about anything, at least from the edited clips, of something deeper than physical. So I thought that she would pick Hyun-soon, okay? So let's take a look at what happens. I knew for sure that she wouldn't pick this guy. I was 95% sure. And usually when I read dating situations, I would say I'm probably like, at this point, usually I'm 80% right. I still keep an open mind, but just because I've seen so many iterations of dating situations by this time, you know, after almost 15 years. So usually I'm right, but every now and again I get surprised. But I knew for sure that she wouldn't pick this guy. You know, just for the record, like, I'm not trying to be a hater or anything, but if you look at, like, so the guy on the left, they're all tall, right? The guy on the left has, like, a Korean idol face. I'm not sure if he had work done, but he looked good. He's very feminine. The guy in the middle, tall, good looking. I don't like their hairstyles, but they worked on themselves. The guy on the right, he worked on himself. You look at Gia, she's kind of a skinny, pale, short girl. I guess she would do well in the States, but I would also say that there are a lot of girls that perhaps are like her or look like her. So I think it speaks to the power of her feminine charm, her feminine game, right?
I can be like a puppy. I'll always keep you safe and make you laugh and be by your side.
So at this point, when I first watched it the first time, I was like, Hyun-soon's gonna get picked. And then when he said that, I'm like, ooh, maybe he won't get picked. Maybe she'll pick the other guy, just based on this alone. Because I think he made some mistakes there. She referenced him as Puppy, that's his nickname, and that's fine. But I would have said something like this. Gia, you know that sometimes I'm your puppy, I'm playful, I make you laugh, and I'm always by your side. But once we get out of here, we're also gonna be in the jungle. We're not on the island anymore. And sometimes the puppy turns into a lion. I'm not afraid to go after what I want. I have big dreams. And I'm looking for someone, a partner that will support me. And if you date a lion / puppy, you're gonna have to put yourself and your heart on the table, because I'll put my heart on the table too. And if you take this gamble with me, that's your choice. But if we win, something magical could happen or be created. So that's what I would have said. You embrace the idea of the puppy, the nickname she gave you, but you're not just like her servant, right? You're also like, I'm also a lion. I'm also a guy who goes after what I want. And I want a girl to reciprocate and support me. He mentioned this, Hyun-soon, in the second date where they were sitting at a table. He said, I felt uncomfortable as well, and I need a girl who kind of like appreciates me. And there was this long pause, and Gia's like, okay, I will support you more. Like, I will be more affectionate towards you, right? She kind of broke her at that moment. I think at this very end, that the speech she gave was kind of weak.
We could have met earlier, but we met here. And I think there's a reason for it.
That's good, short and sweet, and also true.
I could feel that you were feeling bad for me. I could see you were having a hard time. So I tried to avoid you since. I tried so hard not to talk to you. I just didn't want to burden you.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I made this mistake when I was younger, and it's very painful, which is like, when you tell someone that your weaknesses, sometimes you expect something in return, but the reality is that at some point, right, in the dating process, people don't really want to be burdened with your weaknesses. By telling her that I don't want to burden you with it, but he's still there, it is kind of still a burden, isn't it? Just by the fact that he's still there. I think Ki-sung gave us a great example of the various mistakes you make in dating, and how it's okay to fall in love. Falling in love is a beautiful process, but there's like a right way to do it and there's a wrong way to do it. I think sometimes people want to fall in love so much that they will take any catalyst, any excuse as a reason to fall in love, because they themselves are ready to experience that. And I've done that myself too, so I can't make fun of him, but I will say that if you're a younger guy, I would say if you fall in love, pick someone that perhaps like earned a little bit of your trust. They're deserving of that love. Don't pick someone who is undeserving. And be careful. Usually I suggest picking someone who has a kind heart, because if it's your first love and you end up with someone who might be a little toxic or doesn't always have the best intentions with other people, it can be very painful when you attach yourself to someone like that.
I'm sorry I can't leave the island with you. I'm sorry I can't leave the island with you.
It's okay.
Take care.
If you're gonna fire someone or reject someone, just be quick about it. If you're gonna fire someone, you don't want to pepper them with small talk, give them hope. Just like, hey, I'm sorry, this is what happened. She was very short and sweet, and I think that's the right way to let someone go.
I agree with you. There must be a reason why we met here. Let's go, puppy.
Her game is so good, right? Because she didn't close the door on the other guy. She just said, there must be a reason we met here. And she kind of let that simmer. And that means that perhaps that reason is they met here, and then after the show, they get together again. So she didn't completely reject him, and left the viewer in suspense as well. So it's very clever. And then she said, "Let's go, puppy." Again, presenting a hoop of the nickname, a little bit, almost like a little bit like power over him, like "Let's go."
Yay! Can I lift you up? Can I lift you up?
Yeah.
I mean, who's in control of this relationship, right? Can I lift you up? Not yet. Wait till we get to the hills, or wait till the sand's gone. So she's definitely a dominant girl, and I think the power dynamics of this relationship, it depends how it evolves, but right now she's got a little bit of the upper hand. It'll be interesting to watch if they stay together or not.